just briefly on the first reading we heard today. The first reading is actually one of the key texts in the Old Testament because it is that moment when God makes his covenant with his people on Mount Sinai, where, and the covenant is often described as not just an agreement, but a family bond, where the two parties of the covenant share life. They share life, and God wants to share his life with you and I. But that's not what I really want to talk about, but it's an important text, well worth looking at. Today, as I mentioned beforehand, the memorial of Saints Anne and Joachim. Now, if you remember tradition, Catholic tradition has it that they were barren, and they didn't have children until very late in life. They were both old when they conceived and had Mary. And then after Mary was weaned, the tradition is that she was given over to the temple, given over to the Lord, and raised in the temple. And one of the key principles for us as Christians is that love is a doing word. Do you remember when you were at school? When I was at school, primary school, they were teaching us grammar, English grammar, and they said, there are different types of words. There was, nouns, adjectives, verbs, and such. And I remember them saying that a verb is a doing word. Did you ever get taught that? A verb is a doing word. I can't remember what they said about the other words, but I remember that verbs are doing words. And love is a doing word. Love is a doing word. When applied to God, who is love, we might think, oh, that's a noun. It's still a doing word when it applies to God, because love is a doing word. Love is always doing. Love is always active. Love is always active, and it's never sterile. Joachim and Anne had no children until they were old, and it might have seemed as if they were sterile. Love is never sterile. Love is always active, and love always produces life. This is important for us, especially for those who might think, I'm old, I'm past it, my children have grown up and gone away, I will never have children, therefore, in a sense, I'm sterile. I can do nothing now. What am I good for? Because I don't have children, I have never had children, and I won't have children. My children have gone. I am now sterile. There's nothing I can do. Love is never sterile. Love always produces life. Love is always active. And so, for those who think it's all past and all gone, not so. Not so. God pours his love into your hearts. The love that he gives you is to be given to others, so that they can come to life. They can come to life. Who brings people to life? Who brings people to life, folks? Parents, mothers and fathers. And so, in your love for others, you can be mother, father, parents, grandparents to those around you. And especially in these days where children are being, at school, they're being taught all these sort of things through social media, where young people are in real need of parents and grandparents. People who will love them to life, love them into life. There is the mission. The Lord has given you love. He has loved you into life. You are not past it. Your mission is to love others into life, to be fathers, to be mothers, grandfathers, grandmothers, not to your own children, but to those children that the Lord gives you, that the Lord puts in your way.